Welcome to the Book Hackers Podcast. I'm Cindy Minear.
I'm Tammie Chrin, and we are the co-founders of the Book Hackers Club. If you're listening to this, you probably are a self-publisher who is ready to grow your business, and that's exactly why we're here. What is a book hacker, you ask? A book hacker is a self-publisher who is growing their business by creating books that provide value for their target audience while building a sustainable business.
We'll cover marketing, branding, sales, and everything in between. If you're ready to fast-track the growth of your self-publishing business, you've come to the right place. Our goal is simple: to help you think and act like an entrepreneur. Every Thursday, we'll share tips and resources designed to help you master all aspects of your self-publishing business while having fun along the way.
Ready? Let's start. Welcome to the Book Hacker Show. What is a book hacker? A book hacker is a self-publisher who is growing their business by creating books that provide value for their target audience while building a sustainable business. I'm Tammie Chrin.
And I'm Cindy Minear, your host of the Book Hacker Show. And today we're talking about leveraging social currency to grow your self-publishing business. Let's get started.
This quarter, the Book Hackers Club is reading the book Contagious: Why Things Catch On by Jonah, Berger. We are reading 2 chapters a month and discussing it during our monthly Zooms. In the first chapter of this book, he talks about the concept of social currency and how to use it to grow your business. So, what exactly is social currency? Cindy, do you want to take that one?
Sure, Tammie. Social currency is getting people to talk about your product or idea. For self-publishers, this would be your book. The most powerful marketing is personal recommendations. A recent study found that word of mouth is the primary factor behind 20 to 50% of all purchasing decisions. At this point, I bet you're wondering how to get people talking about your book. The book talks about 3 methods of creating social currency: inner remarkability, leveraging game mechanics, and making people feel like insiders. I'll pass it over to Tammie to tell you all about inner remarkability.
Thanks, Cindy. The key to inner remarkability is to find something interesting and surprising or unique about your book. These are the types of things people like to talk about and share with friends. The book gives this example of a blender company that recorded a video of them putting marbles, yes, marbles, in the blender to show how durable their product is. The video went viral and led to other videos where they put all kinds of things in the blender and grew their sales by 700%. That video got people talking about their blender, an appliance that most people would never discuss with their friends. Cindy, how can you use this technique to increase book sales?
Well, we don't recommend blending your book, but the key is to think about what makes your book unique. Is there something people can do with your book that they can't do with any other book on the market right now? The other day, I came across a planner that I shared with Tammie. They combined coloring with a planner. The numbers for the days of the week and the letters for their month were in an outline font, so you could color those in too. I thought this was such a great idea and not something that I've seen in any of the other books around.
I love this idea, and it's such a great way to make your book stand out. When you're thinking about your books to create, think outside the box, or I like to say think outside the book, and find ways to combine elements from different types of books together. An example I saw recently was a book that combined mindfulness with calligraphy practice. Such a clever idea and a great way to set your book apart from the crowd. The next way to gain social currency is by leveraging game mechanics. Can you tell our listeners how to do that?
Of course. People don't just care about how they're doing. They care about their performance in relation to others. Leveraging game mechanics requires quantifying performance with metrics so that people can see where they stand. This is like the stars you get at Starbucks. One way to do this is to have people share a picture of themselves with your book on social media. Then every day you repost one of those pictures and tag that person. This will give you social currency because when you tag them, they're going to want to share it with all their friends. Then hopefully all of their friends are going to want to buy your book. Do you have an example of this, Tammie?
I actually do. And it was really a fun thing to do. One of my favorite authors her name is Jen Sincero, and she has a book called You're a Badass. And her idea was for us to have her book, and anywhere we were, to take a picture holding her book. And I happened to be in Chicago, and I thought, why not take this book along with me on my trip? And I got in front of their famous bean, which is a sculpture they have in a park. And so I stood there holding the book up and got a picture done, sent it to them. And then next thing you know, I'm holding the book and now I'm on all of their social media, which is fun for me and my friends who know I love Jen Sincero. And it also promoted her book. So it was a win-win for both because I was having fun and obviously promoting her book was a big deal for them to make more sales. So when you think about it that way, I was tagged in her picture. I tagged her in my picture. It was like we're giving all these people this audience and sharing our excitement about You're a Badass. And I thought it was a great way to do it.
That's a great story, Tammie. And just shows you the power of using social media in that way. I think that's a great way.
Yeah,
to promote your book.
It was fun too. Yeah, it was a lot of fun for both, I think. She got to see people around the world with her book and I got to be on her social media. So it was fun for both.
Here's a few more ideas for leveraging game mechanics. If you have a fitness journal, you could have people post a before and after picture with your book. If you have an activity book, you could have people post images of the finished activities from your book. This works especially well with coloring pages for children. I'm sure moms would love to share the pages of their kids' artwork. And then, of course, they're going to share your social media or website when you repost the pages of your book their child colored. This is a great way to generate buzz about your book. The last method of generating social currency is to make people feel like insiders. Can you tell our listeners how to do that, Tammie?
Sure, I'd love to. You want to use scarcity and exclusivity to make customers feel like insiders. Scarcity is always a big one. People always have the fear of missing out. If people know something is going to be taken away, or even if they aren't sure they want it, they feel like they have to get it right now before the opportunity actually goes away. One way you can do this with your book is to create a limited edition version that they can only get from your website. Maybe it's a signed version or it includes something else special. You get a specific number of author copies from Amazon, then unpublish it so that they can only get them from your website. Now you have something special that they can only get from your website. Do you have any other ideas for making people feel like insiders, Cindy?
Another thing you can do is create a book club where you send out different books each month. You could do this with monthly journals or monthly themed activity books. These books would only be available to the people in your club, and every month they would get a new one. You could do this through Amazon by publishing, ordering author copies, and then unpublish. But when your club really starts to take off, you're probably going to want to look into other options for printing your books. This pretty much wraps up all the methods of obtaining social currency to grow your business.
Here's a quick recap of what we discussed in this episode. Social currency is getting people to talk about your books. 3 methods of creating social currency are inner remarkability, leveraging game mechanics, and making people feel like insiders. The most powerful marketing is personal recommendations. Get other people to talk about your book will lead to more sales. In our next episode, we'll talk about KDP royalties. We appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule to join us.
If you like what we're sharing on the Book Hacker Show, join our Book Hackers Club, where we dive deeper into helping you build a strong and sustainable self-publishing business. Go to bookhackers.us, that's bookhackers.us. Join us every Thursday if you're ready to turn your self-publishing into a sustainable business. We'd be very grateful if you would like, follow, share, and subscribe to the Book Hacker Show. Bye for now.
Bye.
Thanks for listening. Join Cindy and Tammie each week for tips to help grow your self-publishing business. Don't forget to like and follow us on social media, as well as share with others who could benefit from our advice. Our website is bookhackers.us.